What's up everyone? I know it's been a while. I haven't posted in a little bit just because I have been taking a break from trading. Reason being is I had a nice massive holiday around this time, so you can see this was about last month, July. I didn't really take any trades after the 9th. Like I started my holiday around here and only ended the start of August right here. So first week back, I wanted to take it easy. I only took these two trades. Took these two trades on my funded accounts, and then this week also taking it easy. It's a bit of a heavy week full of news, so I just decided I would save for Thursday, Friday, but I hopped on a chance yesterday on Wednesday and I found a decent trade. So we're going to do a recap of that. So before we get started, guys, I will throw up a clip of my holiday, so I'll throw it up now.
Last night I dreamt of San Pedro, just like I'd never gone. I knew the song, young girl with eyes like the desert.
Now that clip there is not to brag or anything, but it's just to inspire you guys and to show you that trading is real and it's a real way to create wealth for yourself, and utilizing it correctly can give you freedom and fun holidays like that. So I will update you guys soon on my payout journey. So as you guys know, I haven't taken a payout just yet. Now I'm pretty close to a payout, actually two funded accounts. Now it's going to be a pretty massive payout when it's all said and done. So I won't say how much I'm up on those two accounts, but when I'm up, I will show you guys the payout process and the journey of how I've got to that level. Now, like I said, I took it easy this week, but on Wednesday I did take a bit of a trade. So I will go into that day and show you kind of how I journaled it and everything. But going into the actual trade here, starting off, obviously it was quite a bearish New York session, so I did take a short, and netted about 595 on two funded accounts, right? So I'll show you a few of my annotations and kind of the bias and why I took the trade I took. So starting off on our highest time frame that I really focus on to get the daily bias is obviously the daily time frame. So you can see I was anticipating at the start of the week for us to actually kind of drop lower at the end of last week, just to come and fill out these gaps here. So we have I guess this is now obviously a breakaway gap, and we also have this weekly BSC that would have been nice to get a tap into before we trade higher, but clearly not. So you can see how bullish we are. We formed this sort of order block right here on the higher time frame, and you can see we closed above it. So I did expect price to, we're gonna, for the rest of the week, gonna probably be bullish. Now, Wednesday being a non-news day amongst a Tuesday, which was pretty big news, and then Thursday being big news, I didn't expect Wednesday to be a large expansion day, both ways, so bearish or bullish. So I thought a nice scalp to low-hanging fruits was probably the best way around this. It's kind of a low probability day. So on the 4 hour, I was just monitoring this gap right here. So you can see on Monday we kind of, I assume we make a lower week right here. Tuesday expanded with the news, and then Wednesday, I wanted to see a bit of a, well, it can either be like a bit of a consolidation day or kind of just drop into a gap before Thursday comes in and take our hero target back again. But that's what I kind of expected for Wednesday, to come into this 4 hour gap. So that was my main objective and overall target for the short trade that I took. Now let's go to the 1 hour. You can see not much annotations. I didn't take my time on these charts here, but just a basic overview on the weekly time frame. You can see again Monday dropped lower. So if this week was going to be a candle, this would be the low being formed here. Obviously this line here is the body low. This is our wick being formed, and we're probably going to close higher for the week. It's going to be a bit of an expansion week than what I'm expecting. Now you can see again, this is a 4 hour gap that I was targeting. Now on the 15 minutes, this is where we get more techie, I guess. So you can see obviously I was monitoring this key area here. So this is our original consolidation. So this is, in a market maker model, what we're looking for is to target the original consolidation, right, where there's liquidity resting beneath. Now the reason I targeted this level here is because we do have, as you can see, this is our midnight level, which means this low here is our London low, and this low in between 1800 and midnight is Asian low. So we've got Asian low and London low here, all as our low hanging fruit objectives here. These sell side liquidity levels. Okay, these are also session lows, which are key liquidity areas, right? So we've got this area here that I wanted to target in the trade, and then also what is that resting above? This 4 hour gap. So obviously this is a really good area for price to seek. Okay, now I just marked that here, a bit of liquidity, and you can see here the 930 candle is right here. So 930 came in, swept or we didn't take it on at 9:30, but this is our liquidity sweep right here. We swept London high, okay, and then we traded lower. This formed our smart money reversal. We have a disrespect of a bullish PD array, okay, we closed right below it, and we also got a 15-minute change in the state delivery, which means that price is shifting, okay. The delivery of price is shifting from bullish to bearish. Now, if I go, this is again also the 15-minute time frame, but I just wanted to show you guys the sessions at least here. So you can see this is Asia session, this is London session, and this is previous day New York PM session. So here, Asian session, Asian low and London low, really nice targets or take profits right there. Okay, now on the 5-minute here, you can kind of see where our trade is starting to take place. So here is our original consolidation. So there's a bit of Asia session right here, and a bit of London. Okay, formed our original consolidation. Now you can see this is our buy side of the curve. We started to rally up, doing what? Providing liquidity for this sell side to come and sweep. Okay, so this is our buy side of the curve. We came in, had a bit of a consolidation right here, and then an aggressive push up, sweeping London high. Okay, this is our ERL, and then we're looking for price to give us some sort of motive to trade lower. Okay, so what did we get? We had an SMT at the top here. So in order to trade a reversal, what are we looking for? We're looking for a key area. Now obviously we at all-time highs, so all-time high, it's difficult to get a key area really, so you have to just look at the liquidity that you're sweeping. So we swept this key area, which is our London high, which is also liquidity sweep. We got a disrespect of a bullish P rate, 15-minute gap, and then a change in state delivery. Okay, in this little checkbox I did forget SMT, but you can see here we had a little minute SMT here. It was really hard to see on ES, but there was SMT between the two indices, so that was also another reason why I took this trade. Okay, so that's the 5-minute. Again, this is also the 5-minute here, just showing you the session windows here. So Asia, London, and then New York coming in to sweep all this in the sell side. Now on the 1-minute, this is where you'll actually see the trade I took. Now again, this is the point where we swept the London high right here. Okay, now what time was this? This is 9:30. So a lot of you guys that have watched my previous videos, I will show you here. So what I'm looking for in a daily profile is either London putting in our high of day, or New York putting in a high of day. Now we didn't really tap into any key area during London or sweep any important liquidity. So what I expect is our key time being 9:30, which is a volatility injection in the market, to form as our high of day, high of session, and then we trade lower from there. So you can see the kind of setup that I was looking for was a New York open reversal continuation. So here, 2 to 5, we can see is this level right here. So 2 to 5 being here, providing liquidity for us. Okay, 2 to 5, 7 to 10 putting in our high in our key area. We got 7 to 10, so 7 is marked here, and 10. So where do we get that? At 9:30, which is a really important time in the market. Okay, so 9:30 came in, put our high of day. Okay, and then we traded lower into our London low between 10 to 12. Where's our London low? Right here, 10 to 12 right here. So you can see we perfectly executed a New York open reversal trade. Okay, now going back to the 1-minute, you can see right here at 9:30, putting in that high of day, we form our SMT on the 1-minute. It's a bit easier to see here. Okay, and then we form this mitigation block. Okay, now the reason this is not a breaker block is because this didn't break the high. Okay, we didn't sweep the high here. If this came lower and then higher, sweeping this high and then back lower, this would be a breaker block right here. But in the PDA matrix, the mitigation block is the strongest out of all of them. So we came in here, tapped up here. Okay, failure swing, we didn't sweep the high, and we traded lower. So this is our market structure shift right here, and forming this mitigation block. You can see price comes back into it, and this is not where I took the trade. This is, however, in the 950 macro. So on today's low probability day, I did not want to take anything prior to this 950 macro right here. This window here that you see, I didn't want to take any trade prior to that. So I waited for a good setup to occur. Now this would have been a really, really, really good entry, but for me it was still early because obviously you don't expect price to just dump like this. Even though you have a cool draw on liquidity, which is this 4-hour gap, Asia, London low, you don't know on this really bullish expansion week, you don't know if it's going to drop that low. Okay, so I was still a bit hesitant. I didn't take this trade. I waited for more confirmation. So what I waited for was a push lower past this low, forming another change in the state delivery or an order block. Okay, with displacement. That's the key part. I want to see price show us that it has a willingness to trade lower. So you can see here, we created a little tiny little gap there in the macro window. So I waited for price to go back into that level. So we got this change of state delivery level and this little 1 minute civvy came into it. Again, I don't really like putting blind limits on those levels, so I wouldn't put just a limit right here into the gap for it to just limit me in. I wait for a good opportunity to market order myself in. So I waited for this to show me a good reaction. Okay, we traded hard, closed below the gap, and then I saw this bearish candle, so I entered somewhere in this bearish candle, okay? And then my target was this 4-hour gap. So you can see this was how the trade played out. So you can see right here, I entered somewhere in this bearish candle, put my my stop loss at the top of the mitigation block. Personally, I wouldn't want to see price come back higher into that and above it. For me, that would be a good point to, cut the loss. So I just said, yep, stop loss up there. And then I took my TP at this 4-hour gap right there. Okay. I also took a bit of partials on the Asia and London low. But you can see how kind of smooth price was respecting the bearish PD raise. And we traded right into that gap. So yeah, that's the trade, lads. I wanted to show you guys this this A+ trading blueprint that I've been working on. Now, some of you guys may have this document already, but in here is this kind of where I explain my model, what I'm looking for each and every day. And then I also put in real life examples of me actually annotating these trades. So you can see I've already annotated the trade I took today, and I put it in here for you guys. So if you come into this section, New York Open Reversal, this is where that was the setup that I took today. So I put the trade in here. You can see on the August 13, come in here, and you guys can see my exact annotations, so you guys can study the time dynamics that I'm using in my trades. Okay, so that's all in there for you guys to study and learn. But yeah, if you guys want to get access to this whole document, it is in the link in the description, so go check that out. But other than that, guys, expect maybe another video on Friday or Saturday, just recapping the rest of the trades that I might take today and Friday. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. God bless, and go out there and crush it, guys. So catch you later.